Hi, Maria. For some reason, it uh, it was doing a bunch of different things that it hasn't done before, so I was kind of wondering what was happening. So flipping my and the orientation of the explanations were like you had a cell phone, so I had to keep turning my camera. But hello. So it says we have three people. Hello, Queen Emma. Thank you, Maria. So I was wondering, maybe you know more about this. Hi, Kath from the UK. Yay! I'm so glad you guys are here. And Sam, yeah, that's wonderful. So for the moderator, if people are wondering, like myself, and I didn't really look it up, um, do I have to list you as a moderator, Maria, or do you just go ahead and go through the comments? Hi, Carrie and Michelle. Hi. Hello, Queen. Stop calling me that. I'm getting a bad rap being called a queen. Jen's like, you are no longer a princess, you're a queen. That's crazy. Anyway, so I just thought I'd let you know what's been going on. So my back is really sore. Thank you, Maria, for doing that. I appreciate it. So yeah, I've had two episodes of back pain, and it's made it really hard to sit at my desk to do some beading. Yes, you have to list me as a moderator. So, do you know how to do that? You know what, Maria? Maybe we should do a little side thing later to take care of that, because I don't think I can do it right now. I probably have to do it ahead of time, right? Yeah, Michelle. Um, just a few things happened with the back pain and not being able to sit at my desk. But also, after the 30-day challenge, I was surprised at actually how much work it was. And I was like kind of on a roll of doing stuff. And then when it ended, I was like, it's kind of like when you're training for competition, like for like a game or something like that. At the end, it's over and you feel kind of depleted. Okay, I'm just reading the comments here. Thanks, Shell. Um, so yeah, I'm also trying to figure out what to do. So you guys know I have over um, YouTube is saying I have 1,100 videos, but I know I have somewhere in the 1,250 videos, and I think what it is, I don't know how they stop counting after a certain amount. But so anyway, I have a lot of videos. I've been looking for design ideas, and I'm kind of stuck. I want it to be new. I want it to be a little more intricate or more professional looking, but um, I also want it to be easy for you guys to do if I do it, right? So that's been an issue. But anyway, one of the things I've been doing is sorting through my beads. So I've been, reorganizing all through here and through the shelves and stuff. And on the other side, I am shocked at some of the stuff I'm finding. I'm like, I didn't know I had those, as I'm sure you guys do the same. So let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, thank you, Samia, for the encouragement about after the challenge. I think too it was after Christmas too, and I find this time of year kind of hard for me for my mood. I get a little down if there's a lot of dark weather and rain, and we had three major snowstorms within 2 weeks, and I'm just like so sick of the snow, right? Because here we don't get a lot of snow. So anyway, before I just ramble on, I thought what I do is go through one of my bins that I have a bunch of old projects that were half finished or just started, and see if there's anything you guys are interested in seeing, and we can kind of sort through and I can explain what I was doing at the time or thinking. Hi, Susan from Alberta. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the camera down. Oh gosh, this is heavy. This is just one of the bins of projects. Look, the bottom is cracked. It's so... okay, I'm not going to dump it out. I'm going to take one item at a time. Okay, let's flip here. I think that goes there. So you can see my desk here. And just do like something like this. This might be hard for me to see. Let me go out a bit there. And I'll turn my light on. So if you have any ideas on doing... is my light not working? Doing lives as well, let me know. No way, my light's not working. Okay, let me see if I can fix this. Yeah, okay, so we'll skip that light. That's weird. I mean, I've had that light for years and years, so let me just see if we can adjust this one and move that out of the way so it doesn't block the light. We'll put this over here. So I'm just going to start and grab stuff. So I used to have these in these little containers. They come with lids, and you can buy them at the dollar store. They're a few dollars for 10 of them, and I probably have about 100 of them. And I would put, you know, the stuff that I needed for the projects and whatnot. But then, of course, I'd have like 100 of these things hanging around. So I started putting them in the Ziploc bags, but you know what? It's one of those things. You start doing stuff like that, you forget that they're there. As you can, you know, see in this thing, I have a ton of them. So let's kind of go through. So this is a bit of seeing the... Hi, Erica. Seeing what I was intending on doing, but also to sort through them. I don't know if I'm going to hang on to that. So I did get the leather ready to go. So I think what I'll do with this is I will sort this in a bin for leather. And what I did was I got a tray like this, and I just took the lid off of it. So I'm just going to sort things that way, and then later on I can put them in the proper spots that they go. I wanted to show you guys these. So these have been, when I first started beading, I was doing leather wrap bracelets, and I was doing the like bird themed bracelets. And let's see if I can adjust the color here. No. Or the lighting. Yeah, so this has been in there for about 4 years. This is totally tarnished. Absolutely tarnished. So I know people have asked me about like buying the stuff from AliExpress that's, you know, just junky metal. Oh, Susan Stack wants to make sun catchers. You know what? I saw a few sun catcher designs, but I didn't see anything that was really stood out for me. So if you have any sun catcher images, either through Pinterest or whatever, something that you have an idea about, just email me the oh, there we go. Email me the image so I can get an idea. Maybe, you know what, maybe the sun catcher is a good idea for now to get us kind of motivated for spring. There we go. So this is going in the garbage. And then this is a button, one of my favorite buttons that I got from AliExpress. This one's, it's it's not really tarnished, but I don't know if I would use this anymore. So, but you know what? We'll just put it in the bin. And of course this, I think I need to get, I have a large bin to put stuff in. So let's do strands of beads in one tray and leather stuff in another tray. So we'll just put those up there. Oh my God. This was, you know what? This one might be a good one to do. So this was, I even put what it was I wanted to make with it. So there's some chain there and this little butterfly summer cha-cha bracelet. So let's take a look at what I have in here. So a bunch of flowers and some Hello Kitty. Wow. So I have like a tray that has all of these separated, and I was wondering how come I didn't have many left. So I think I'm gonna sort these. I'm kind of like over cha-cha bracelets. I find them really fun to do, but yeah, I don't know anymore. So let me know what you think. So these are really nice. These are connectors from AliExpress, and this looks like I put the whole bunch. I don't know what if I was gonna add that. You know what? I think I might leave these in the bag since they're already sorted, and I'll put it in my bin. And then there's these that I got. They're bars. I was gonna do beaded chain with this stuff, so I don't know. Some of this may end up going into a D-stash. So this is, let me get a bin for my little chain. So that's that. I'm surprised there's not more. I think there's more like projects in the bottom. So how are people doing? Is the winter kind of getting on your nerves like it is me? So these need to be sorted. So let me stick these back in because I do have a big container with these. So we'll stick that back into the sort pile. That's a sort. And these are sort, I don't know. I think they may have been coming off the strand, so I put them. These are very strange. They're kind of weird sizes. I don't know why I ordered those. So get rid of those. These are lovely. These beads. So this is a sort situation here. These are, I think, 4mm. I can't remember what they call them. Orange. I wish this thing didn't change the setting. Okay. Oh, these are garbage. Okay, so these are the old, really cheap pearls that I had ordered from Butterfly Beads, and I was making this kind of bracelet it's kind of like herringbone, but you put a bead in between because otherwise you'll see the strand. So I've made a few of these. They're kind of nice, but these are super, I don't know if you can see, but in the package here, the leftover beads are like the stuff peels off of it. There's one. So you see what I mean? So I wouldn't, this I feel like is, so as part of my D-stash, I wonder like, so if I come across something like this, I would donate, like I have a pile that I would donate to the Salvation Army, and they can do whatever they want with it to sell it. I don't feel like that I should be putting this in a de-stash sale. Like, who wants to buy that? So let me know what you think. So I need another tray for that. So that one's Salvation Army. Hey, we're coming up to some designs. I was surprised. So I had a ton of stuff on my desk, and I was actually surprised. Okay, I haven't seen the comments. On the screen for me, it disappears. So unless I touch the screen. So let me see. Okay, the cleaning cloth for the button. That's a great idea. Kath, you're so funny. Get a big cup of coffee. Sorting with Emma. Oh. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Carlene. Yeah, I think I'm definitely, Michelle, getting into the spring mode of like cleaning. And I've been, like I said, I've been sorting stuff. I tend to, like, I'm a clean freak, so I tend to start um, cleaning early, spring cleaning. I apologize for the silence. I'm reading the comments. Oh, cold and dark in the UK. Oh, we've had a couple of days of sunny weather, so it's not been too bad, but yeah, it's not fun. Chilly in South Carolina. Wow, Erica. So you knew, Erica, that I lived in North Carolina for 7 years when I was nursing. Suzanne's been sorting. Oh, cool. Using the chipped beads for garden ornaments. Erica, herringbone. So you know what? I love herringbone, and actually, let me see if I have my tray. I did start something on herringbone, and you know what? On Saturday, I did 3 videos, half an hour each, and it was like I had to stop the video because my back was sore and I was confused, and it was looking too complicated. But let me take it out. You guys tell me what you think of this. So here's, and of course there's like threads everywhere because I didn't want to. So here is one of them, and this is what it looks like on the back. So this is 3 strands of herringbone, 1, 2, 3. But then what you do as you're building it, you add the super duos. Okay, that's the top. So you can tell the top is where the super duos, point outward. So, and you add a 3 millimeter bead in between. Looks amazing. Like, it's actually, if you squeeze it this way, it's actually rounded. But when you fold it like this on your wrist, it looks like a nice chunky bracelet. So here's the gold one. And again, when you're tired and you keep making mistakes. So I was like, after the 3rd video, I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm not doing this. I'm going to wait. I'm going to make maybe 10 more of these, and then I'll do the video so I don't have to think about it. And then I started a video for the BB Craft collaboration, and oh my God, half an hour in, it was just not turning out. I had to stop it. I'm like, okay, the universe is saying you need to rest, you can stop and just redo it. So I'm looking at the comments, of course. Hi, Faye. So yeah, there's that one. And I did a bunch of samples of different styles. So these here are done with lentils, and they're pretty cool, but I did find that they were expensive in the sense the lentils are a little more expensive. And you know what? I had a huge collection of lentils and I was not using them. So I sent them home with my sister. So when I went to do this sample, I had to go and find an old pattern that I hadn't finished and took it all apart so I could scope out the lentils. And then I did one with a large rondelle bead. I was kind of looking for a Valentine's Day kind of red theme. And so I started with this one. I mean, it would still be nice. I don't know. It wasn't what I was going for, so I just made it as a sample. And then these ones are done with the Super Duos. I thought I'd try silver. I didn't particularly like the silver as much, but maybe it's because of the beads that I used. So these are the Super Duos, and these are the 4mm fire polish. So the idea was trying different beads in the middle, and it seems to work really well, changing up the bead in the middle. But so just this one, this was the video that I was starting, and the idea was to kind of give it like a spring feel. So the metallic green on the back, and then the pearl coat super duos with a lavender bead to kind of give it like crocuses feel to it. And that was going really good until I messed up the video. I was like, oh my gosh. You know what? I should not complain because as many videos as I do, I'm surprised I can usually turn the camera on and do a video and it turns out amazing. So to have, a time where I'm not feeling good and to do stuff and it gets messed up, that's not too bad. And this is lentils as well. There's one in here that's just spectacular. This one here, I was trying to go for a sunflower theme where the middle is green and the outside is a yellow, but I didn't feel that these transparent super duos really did much. And as you can see, this was, where's the other one? Different videos. No! And this was the sample that I was going to use for the video where we would attach the clasp. So I had attached a twin duo in there to the beads and then glued it in to this magnetic clasp. So I still may do that. Like, I think it'll look amazing. Like, it's a totally different look than some of the bracelets we've been doing. So that's, I've been beading every day and making stuff. It's stuff that I can't either show in a video. So I've done a lot of bead embroidery. So let's get back to here and let me see the comments. So Maria, you're asking about the herringbone bracelet I just showed. Yes, the beads are 11 O's. So yeah, I'm amazed, Faye. It's hard to find lentil bead designs. I feel sometimes like the bead stores are like, oh, we have a new bead. And I feel like it's a bit of their responsibility to provide some examples on how to use it. And some of them are just like, psh, or they have a certain bead, and then you got to get all these other really kind of unique beads to fit in with the other bead. So we're coming up to ginkgo, which is probably my favorite of the unusual beads. So there's a little more that you could do with the ginkgos, but it's still, I feel, like in this design. So I don't think I've done this. I don't know. I'll have to look this one up in my videos. I may have done it. Let me know if you notice the mistake in this bracelet here. Okay, let me check so Faye asked, are they 1-hole or 2-hole lentils? 2-hole lentils. So that was the other thing. I had these beautiful 1-hole lentils. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to use these. And then I was like, wait a minute, I need a 2-hole. Yeah, the green and white is really nice, Erica. Hi, Benita. So, design error in this. Do you see the diamond duos? I have them the wrong way at the first part. You know what? I think I do have a video on how to make this one. Let me check the comments here. Yes, thank you, Carlene. You got it. And Susan. It is reversible, but not in the way you think. I think if I'd have put one up, one down, one up, one down, it would be different, but I like the flat feel to it, but that was definitely not the feel that I was going for. So, I don't know what I should do with these. So, I think what happens in my videos, and at least when I used to do them before, is I used to have one ready to go to add a clasp to, and then we do a little bit of one, and then I take the other one and put the clasp on. Because actually, if you look at these here, and this is what I was saying about needing another unique bead. Now, this was my idea to put these, they call these Zoli duos here. They're like little air quotes, I guess, little bubbles. And so they fit really nice to end off the bracelet. But then you got to think, well, what am I going to put for the clasp here? So it's almost better to leave it this way and then put a clasp that fits in. So this is where I have problems. I can't decide what to do. So I'm like, these are kind of neat. What should I do? But you know what? Actually, I should make a bin for my sister, because I have sent her home with baggies of stuff, and she said, "Look at the bracelet I made," right? And she shows, I'm like, "I think I have a bracelet like that." She goes, "Yes, you sent it to me. It was half finished, so I finished it." So that might be a Sylvia bracelet. I'll just put it there for now. Here's another one. And let me make sure. So these are memory wire, and these were made maybe a year ago, shortly after my breast cancer diagnosis. I find the video on this, it adjusts the focus. It takes a little longer. So if you move, it changes the focus. So these are kind of nice. I like these. And what I did was I put the stoppers, the memory wire stoppers, and I glued them on. So some of these are actually ready to go. Yeah, I'm amazed, Maria. She can figure out how, my sister Sylvia can figure out how to finish a bracelet just by me handing it to her. So yeah. So let me see how many of these are finished. These should maybe, okay, so 2 of them are finished. Somebody had asked me to make them a bunch, so I went ahead and put them all together, and then I was like, oh, I don't know. So again, like, I can't decide what to do with these. Maybe I should send these to Sylvia. So those ones are finished. And this, I think what I'll do, I do like these. You can get these at Michael's. So they are not tarnished, but I do find that they get a bit like porous looking. And like you were saying, Maria, if I used a polishing cloth, that would totally clean that up like brand new. Thank you, Benita. Appreciate it. Louise. Oh, thank you. She says I look good. Okay, so these could probably be sorted. Where did I sort bin? In my strand bin. So, and actually, I think all that has to be done with these is these little pink beads to put on. So I think I might send this off to Sylvia with some pink beads and see what she comes up with. And the stoppers. Oh gosh. Herringbone. I'm doing good, Benita. I'm getting some back pain and I'm still getting chest pain and shortness of breath. So I've reduced all my activity to just the swimming. And I have to just take it easy as well. Let's see. So I can't remember what I was doing with this. So this was one of my first, and if you see here, I actually did a double. You know, this is really pretty and I like the colors, but I think this is one, and so is this, for the Salvation Army bin. Somebody will figure out what to do with it and we'll be very happy to have it. Now, this one is a bracelet design. Oh yeah, Kath waiting for the results for her cerebral spinal fluid exam. We're thinking about you. So this is a bracelet design. I got it started with the rainbow colors, but I didn't like, it's hard to, and maybe it's because I maybe went too far on the edge if I made it just a few beads in. So again, I think that's going to go. And I'm looking at some of this stuff I don't know what to do with. This is crazy. These earrings, I love making these earrings. I've done a couple, I think I've done a couple of videos. Erica, you mentioned brick stitch. I just started doing brick stitch for a base of a bracelet, one of those bracelets that Jill Wiseman does. And let me see. So I have a tray with bracelets to go to my sister Sylvia, but I have to adjust the length of the bracelet. So this was one of those, I think she calls them the treasure bracelet. And this is the brick stitch here. So I think if you had a design to use it for, it would be really like good practice to do your brick stitch. I'm thinking brick stitch again. You probably use that for, yeah, the candy. Um, for those earrings that have, like, they start out with brick stitch and then they have all the strands of beads down below. So apologize, I'm pausing because I'm reading this stuff with Kath about her. So people interested in the fringe earrings, you know what? I love them, but I don't know if it lends well to a video because you're, basically counting a bunch of beads and putting it on. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I may be a bead snob. So you mentioned the loom, Maria. I want to do a video on doing a loom bracelet, but with the leather on the side. I started doing one early on and I had a part two, but there must have been something wrong with the part two because I ended up deleting the video. And I got a ton of people really mad looking for part two. So I had to change the title of part one. I took out the part one. Okay, so here's the other, but you know what? I'm working on another bracelet that's going to be a spring one. And here again is the brick stitch. And these are done with drops, so they kind of look like balloons. They're amazing. But anyway, I think I made these for my wrist size, and my sister's just a little bit bigger than mine. So I told her, "Oh, don't worry. I'll figure out how to fix that." And you see, there's like a pile of stuff here I haven't done yet for her. Okay, let's move that over. So I don't know what to do with all this stuff. This was so I made you know what? I've been looking for this. So I made this so that you can do cubic right angle weave, and this is your handle to hold on to your stuff. And then when you're done, here's my stop bead. So you just pull out your stop bead, and then those beads come right off. You know what? I need to put this aside because I think that's something we should probably do. So here is, I think I need to save these beads. These are fire polished. They're size, they may be size 6. And I only have a few of these, so I need to, let me cut this so I can put it away. What a pain, eh? Wasn't my idea about this. Oh, I can't remember her name. There's a lady on YouTube that she also sells stuff. Like she even sells beads and everything. And you can actually buy these from her, I think. So she has an amazing video on how to do this and then how to start your right angle weave. She does some of the more intricate bead weaving stuff. And no, not Kelly Dale. I know you guys know her name because she's popular. Something Corner? Kara. Yes, that's it. Kara's Corner. So let me just cut this thread because I will save those beads there. Then, what the heck? You know what? This was a design that I saw and it looked amazing when I saw it. Honestly, I think it looks like crap right now. But you know what? That's a fair amount of. I'm so bad. I'm like, oh, let me save these beads. I'll never like get through all the beads I have. So I'm gonna put some of this stuff back in the bag, and it's gonna go to Salvation Army. Here was this was a sample of another design that's a video. So let's throw that in there. Somebody said I finally caught one of your live videos. It's probably not one of my more interesting ones, I just have to say, but I really needed to connect with you all because I'm like missing this interaction. So these are, you know what? Tila's, I think I might save those. So these can go. Oh, and I was starting to do, let's see how far I got with this. This could actually be used for a bracelet, yeah. So we'll do one of these. I usually use, for netting, I usually use round beads, and these are definitely, you can see the spaces, but you know what? Once you start adding whatever you're going to add to it, whether it's pearls or crystals, it really, it kind of closes this off so you don't get all those spaces. Let me see how much thread I have here. This is, look at this. And I can feel the thread. This is Fireline, so it's expensive thread. I used to save all my little pieces. These, so I should say I have bought from Shipwreck Beads some vintage beads. And I have huge bags of these beads, all different colors. They're mostly the same size, like an 11-0. So this is what you see. There's this color, and then there's different variations. The shapes are different enough that they don't work well. So you can see kind of a thin, narrow, rounded one, and then a long tubular one. I used to save yours too, Faye. You know what, Benita, you asked about the notification. I have no idea about how to do all this stuff, so I don't know if I need to make an announcement, like a preview for the live, to send you a notification. So let me see what else. Vanita just found the stuff that she bought for me from the last stash. So what I want to say about these beads, they are so dusty, and it is interesting. I was watching Brittany's where she's washing her beads. I would highly recommend washing these. Do you know what I did with these? And I wasn't thinking, it was just like a knee-jerk reaction. I took this and I just like rubbed it against my mat. That was when I was using yellow mats. Oh my God, they were so dirty. I was like, okay, that was stupid. Why did I do that? And you can feel it on your hands too. It's kind of gross. But anyway, I have those bags. If people are interested, if you want to pay the shipping, I'll send it to you, no charge, because I'm not going to use them. I mean, you can see they're usable, but I think we need to. We'll never get through this pile. Okay, I'm definitely saving my cabochons. This is from Joni. Look at the texture. She does the polymer clay from Granny J Clay. And oh, she sent me a massive box with tons of stuff in it that she made. So that's a save. That's a save. This is one of my favorite designs to do. Maybe we should make this one again, but maybe use some different colors. So I think I'm going to make a bin of just the designs that I actually want to do. Look at the thread on this. Okay, so we will redo this one. We'll do that one, and we'll do that one from Kara. So here's the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is for me, for doing videos, like sometimes what I do is I'll see somebody else's video and I'll think, oh, I want to make that, but I also don't want to steal their idea if I'm doing it in a video for you guys. So I'm really interested to know what your opinion is about that. So that's that right angle weave again, or not the cubic right angle weave. And this one I must have did with different color beads, or they're tarnished maybe. This was, you know, I think I've done this too, this one here. So I think a lot of these are videos I did. So it's just, that was with the kind of inexpensive beads. Yep, a lot of, I'm just gonna pick out the ones I like and then get rid of the rest. So this one is a design I want to do. So I should actually get this stuff out to do this one. And again, using one of these unusual beads. So now on this side here is you would put another one of these, I don't know what they call them, star beads. And then in between is peyote. So you put a whole bunch of strands on there and you do peyote out to like a little fringe, and it's really nice. So we'll put that there. I'm gonna put this one in here. And I was practicing doing square beads, and oh, Erica, so just tell people it's not my design. Yeah, so give credit to the original designer, which I do, and I always put the link to the video, and I say that in my video. I'm going to put the link to this person's video. I usually say something like, their explanation in the video is so much better than mine, so definitely go take a look at theirs. And people are pretty, you know, they do check it out. Thanks, Michelle, for that comment, because there's a few beaters out there, and I don't want to get like super controversial or anything, but there's a few beaters out there that this is all they do. So anytime a new bead comes out, they have like 10 designs and it's plastered everywhere. So even if I tried to do a design of a new bead, it would be hard. They've already got it covered. So I sit there and I'm looking at it going, well, what am I supposed to do? It's going to end up looking like yours. But yeah, sometimes it's frustrating. Thanks, Benita. Appreciate it. So yeah, this one's, do you know what? I love these beads. I don't know how many I have left. You know what? Let's just, these white, kind of silvery looking beads. Oh my God, this is, I feel like I should just throw this out. Okay, don't need that. Here's a lentil design. Oh, these are Swarovskis. Hello. Oh, it should go like light come out and everything. I can tell. You can tell by the colors. So that's a keeper. Okay. We'll sort through that. Get rid of that one. So this is the other side to that earring I was working on. I think that's it. Oh, actually, there's a pair here. Oh, there's a pair. I'm so bad, Faye. I can't throw stuff out. The one good thing I like with doing something like this is I've gone to the Salvation Army store and found stuff like this that had things that I knew I would use. So I'd take it home and it was no big deal to separate it and stuff. So I know, like, if I put it in a bag like this and donate it, that somebody will go crazy getting it for $2 kind of thing. So that's, I like to donate to Salvation Army. They do a lot of work that nobody else does. Like, they deal with people that are struggling with addiction and needing housing and stuff like that. And they also understand that people that shop at their store don't have a lot of money, so they price things accordingly, right? So Salvation Army for that. Then there's, oh, so I don't think you guys have seen these. I should save them. These came about, my sister sent me a message one day and said, I need to make a Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse bracelet. Can you help me out? So I used like the large pearl. I think this is a 12 millimeter pearl and 2 6s. So the black and the black for the ears. I don't know if the big one was black, but anyway, and then I did a Mickey and a Minnie. So Minnie had a little bow, and I don't know, Mickey's was just plain. But then I was like, I need to make a king and queen, and look at it turned out really nice. So this needs to go in my display. I haven't made any more. I was going to make a full bracelet, but, and this is what it looks like on the back. So you can imagine the Mickey and Minnie, how it would look. Yeah. And I don't know what I was doing. I think I was trying to, oh, so I'm trying, in this one I was trying to make the peaks of the crown around. But I think I would have had to use larger beads at the top for that one. So we need to hang on to that. And of course, these are these lovely laser beads, disc beads that Kath had sent me. And I was bezeling them to do a bracelet. So I think some of these, I feel like this bezel is on tight, and I put the strand of thread through the bead to hold it in place, but I still find it's like uneven in certain spots. It's higher on this spot. And then when I adjust, it affects the whole thing. What do you guys think about doing peyote for bezeling? Like, I find it frustrating at times. Now, I did watch a video from Stephanie one time, and she said, yeah, after you've glued it. And I'm like, what? You glue it? I didn't know you're allowed to glue it. I thought the rules in beading say that bezeling, no glue. What do you guys think? Yeah, so I'm sure Kath will step in and tell you where you can get these laser beads, the old bicycle shop. So Erica, square stitch for bezeling. I'm wondering if the square stitch is like the right angle weave that I do. Because I don't think, yeah, definitely need glue. So I'm going to hang on to that one. And I don't know what I was doing with this. Was I making a ring? It's definitely not gonna work as a ring. Okay, we're just gonna put those in a, I'll put it here for now and get some more goodies here. Oh gosh, more crazy. Yeah, Samia, so definitely, you know, using some glue to stabilize things. Okay, so there's my plastic. I still have some of these too. I don't know that I'll, maybe I should make some more of these. Let's put those away. This may be one from AliExpress, but you know what? I'm going to put it aside and I'm going to compare it to what I have. Because if I have a bin of Swarovskis of this one, that means it's a Swarovski. So these guys. Fluorescent pink. Yeah. This is nutty. Oh, and I even have needles in here. That's great. So I can stick myself. So we're trying to figure out what to watch on TV. There's nothing and we're bored in the evenings. Is there stuff that people recommend? Though these are the cubes. I think I'm gonna hang on to that because I'm working on a design with those cubes. So you know what? I think this is a Sylvia design. She's gonna be like, "Why'd you send me all this stuff?" Okay, there's the needle. That's crazy. Oh, it's a big eye needle too. Where's my bin of needles? That's probably why it was in there, because I wasn't worried about hurting myself. But this is ready for a bracelet. Yes, ma'am, it is. Ta-da! Okay, you know what? I'm making something like this for BB Craft, so I'm gonna put that aside. So we're now at an hour, and I feel like I don't want to speak for you guys, but I feel like I'm boring today. I'm usually a little more animated than this, but I apologize. It's I'm shocked at what's left in this bin. Like, let me see. Oh, let me take it out so you can see. There's still tons of stuff. So let's put this in here. Yeah, this is like way more sorting than I was thinking. I think part of it too with sorting for stuff like this for Salvation Armies, I don't want to just, you know, throw a bunch of junk in a, so, but I gotta stop thinking that way and let it. This is a Swarovski for sure. I know that because I only have 3mm Swarovskis. I don't have any other 3mm that size. So this can go to Salvation Army. And would we say Sylvia for these ones? Let me just move these aside for now. Let me see if I can find some more. So this here, this one was Diane sent me these beads, and I was gonna do a mala bracelet or a mala for meditation with it, and I still haven't. And then more with that, the cubes, the Miyuki cubes. Some right angle weave bracelet. I had this all ready to go to do some beaded chain and never got it finished. Ooh, there's my winged hearts. I need those. Thank you, Maria. I really appreciate that. Oh, and thanks, Erica. It's really nice to visit with you guys too. So I really appreciate it. I feel like this is supposed to be for you guys, but I'm like getting so much out of it. I'm like, oh, it's so nice to talk to people. So let's, oh, I'm like, okay, this is what it's like when I sort through my stuff. I'm like, ooh, I forgot I had these. I know exactly what I'm going to do. So these are 15 O's. And I'm constantly looking for 15 O's, and I have come across a whole bunch. So let's put that in the sort bin. There's another needle in there. That's not good, Emma. Take that needle off and put it in with my needles. So let's take a poll. What do you guys want to do? I don't know if it's I don't have any ideas on what to do, or and you know what? Let's skip this. Let's flip it up to me. So you can see me talking. So what do you guys want to do? I know people mention they really enjoy lives. So if you want me to do lives, I have no problem doing lives. I can do them like once a week, a couple times a week, whatever. I just find for the lives that because I talk so much, that's all it takes is me to be um, watching the comments and talking and stuff to get distracted from actually doing something. So I find that part a little challenging, but if you guys are into it, we can do that. Different style of beading, you want like full out videos that I record to do that, I can do that too. Um, yeah, let me know. I need some feedback because right now, like I'll sit down at my desk like I did to try and make those videos, and it just wasn't happening. And I feel part of it is my back, and then another part is motivation, because you know how stubborn I am. I like to work through things. So if I'm, you know, if I'm struggling with a design, I'll still continue and finish it. But I just like was it just wasn't happening. I saved the videos in case you want to. We can call them mistake number 1, mistake number 2, mistake number 3. I'm gonna check the comments. Thanks, Louise. Not boring at all. It's great to see the number of bags, incomplete projects. Thank you. I feel like, oh, you know what? I feel spoiled when I look at that bin full of unfinished projects, but I have to remind myself with the over 1,000 videos, when I started doing videos, I'd start out with one bracelet and I'm like, oh, this is a good one. We're going to do this for a video. So then I would make 5 samples. I'd try different size beads. I'd try different colors. And then I'd have them another set ready to go to add the class. And then I'd start one in the video. So a lot of this stuff, that's what it is projects I've started in a video and then never finished. So It's definitely nice seeing the treasures that I forgot I had, but you know what? I look at it, I'm happy, but then I'm like annoyed with myself because I think I have way too much stuff. Kitty collars. You know what? That's a great idea because with some of the leather stuff I see collars, dog collars and cat collars coming up a lot. But that one that I showed you would be really good. Where did I put it? Oh, this one. So something like this would be amazing because it's magnetic. So if they get hooked on something, it'll just come off. That's my concern. But there's no way my cat would ever have a collar. He's funny. He's funny that way. But who can you blame him, right? So let me check. Carlene, about the peyote bracelet while you're watching TV in the evening. So I love beading at night while we're watching TV, and I actually pulled out. There's so many projects I want to do with peyote, and it's like my attention span's so bad. I move from one to the next. So I think it's time to revisit some peyote stuff because yeah, there's some really nice stuff you can do with it. Let's see. Oh, I wish you guys could come to my house and play. Maybe one day. You know what I thought would be so cool if we did like a retreat and either come here or come to some other place that we could get together and do bead. And I know, who was it that I saw a video? Was it Jill Wiseman does retreats where people get together for like a weekend of beading and stuff like that? Yeah. Especially like after talking to people through the internet and then it's like you get to meet people. It would be so cool. I'm just reading the comments. One live per month. Yeah, that sounds good, Maria. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Faye, for that input about the doing a live for chit chat. So what I could do for the lives is update you on the projects I'm working on that I haven't done a video for. So I do a ton of bracelets that you guys never see. So yeah, that'd be a good time to show you what I'm up to. Um, yeah, I was just trying to think if there was something I could show you right now, but wow, Maria, finishing one in December that has been around for 18 months or so. How did that feel? That must have been felt good. Yes, Benita, definitely an overachiever. You know, it's so funny. My dad was like that. He worked on construction and he worked all the time and he worked late hours and weekends and he would work out of town a lot and stuff. Then he'd come home and he'd work some more. And my wife's like, I'm a bead widow. So, there's the kitty cat at the door who wants to say hello. Are you coming to say hello, kitty? He hears me talk and he thinks somebody's in here, so he's looking. Hey, monkey. Let's see if I can show you a kitty cat. There's a kitty cat. Hi, baby. He doesn't like to be held, but he loves being on my desk. Hi, baby. Don't say hello. Let's see what people. Oh, Benita was saying one of her cats pulls her collar off and she just puts it back on. I always worry they're going to choke. Hey, Sammy, about your unfinished projects. That's great. Sometimes when I get to the point where I have a bin like this, I feel overwhelmed. And like I said, I feel guilty for having so much stuff. And then dealing with them becomes a negative thing. So I'm like, so I got to look at it differently and not. Hi, Mary Smith. Yeah, a retreat would be amazing, eh? It's beautiful here. It's so beautiful. In the summer and in the fall, we get really warm falls. So, hi, baby. And we're right by where the boats come in for the lobster. So it's like you'll get fishermen selling lobster on the side of the road for super cheap. And it's like, it's fresh from the day catch, right? So, hey, monkey. Do kitty. Do my baby. One of our cats will wear a collar, the other one not so much. Hi, Helen. How are you doing? I see the I'm making peyote rings, ATM, like a bank machine. I was like, what? Then I realized at the moment, what's the matter, baby? You don't like being held. You got boogers in your eye. Poor Jen. Yeah, so I was saying about, she's like, I feel like I'm a bead widow. But guess what? NASCAR started yesterday, and of course it was rained out. So she's downstairs looking for NASCAR on TV. Who's the widow now? I'm a NASCAR widow. She's gonna hear me. She's gonna come upstairs. Give me a hard time. So we're up to like a minute and 13. So I think I'm gonna try and read the rest of these comments and then I'll say goodbye. Um, you have to come, Samia. Faye, can't wait for NASCAR tomorrow. No! No, NASCAR! Hey, baby. Boy, he is really letting me maul him. Am I your mummy? Am I your mummy? Okay, guys, I gotta say goodbye. Thank you so much, and a big thank you to Maria for doing the I forget what it's called now. Moderator. Oh, you can tell I've never been in a lot of meetings. So yeah, um, didn't get much sorted. Doesn't look good. I think I'm just gonna like quickly pick through. You know what? The whole bottom of that box is all copper and like antique silver findings. So, and just the projects are on top, so I need to properly sort through this. This could take hours. Like, I'll just give you an idea. You can hear it. Oh, one of these is, I'll put that away here. Oh, look what I found. Oh, look. And that? Oh, there's like earrings on wires. This is bad. It's crazy. Okay, folks, thanks again for joining me. And yeah, we'll see what we get done for videos on bracelets. I actually have a couple of projects on my desk, so as long as my back's doing okay, I'll get to it. I definitely am going to get a video out this week, if not two. So there we go. Thank you so much, everybody. Lovely chatting with you, Benita. Great, Samia. You know what? You're welcome to stay with us for sure. You'll have your own private room, and then right next door is the private beading room. So if you can't sleep at night, you can get up and do some beading. And you'll have like little kitty, because he sleeps in here. This is so funny. I put the little cave that he has in this room because I wanted him to stop climbing on my desk, and it worked. But now he sleeps in it. So he corrals us upstairs to go to bed, and he waits for us to both be in bed. You can't be going to brush your teeth or do stuff. He sits at the top of the stairs like he's guarding the stairs. And as soon as we're both in bed, he comes in here and sleeps. Little stinker. Have a great afternoon. Great chatting with you, Faye. Oh, thank you. Hugs to you too. Hugs to everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.